Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are going to talk about a huge part of buying a home today, saving up your down payment. This can be the hardest part of waiting to buy a home, and for a lot of us, it is the thing that takes the longest. Buying a home start to finish when you sign a contract is so short compared to the process of saving up a down payment. So today we're going to talk about determining how much you need to save and how you can do it more quickly. I love talking about buying homes, and I love helping friends and family get into their first home especially. Saving up a down payment can be a real struggle when you are a first-time home buyer especially and aren't rolling over equity to be your down payment on your next house. So the very first step of saving up a down payment is actually determining how much you need to save. This is going to be very different person to person, city to city, and even based on the neighborhood you want to buy in. When you are setting an amount to save for a down payment, you want to set a goal range. So you're not going to set a very specific number, but you're going to set a range of down payment prices, but you're going to set a general goal that is a range based on the home prices in the area you want to buy in. To do this, you'll want to look in the areas where you want to buy and get the average house price in that area. Then you'll take 20% of that average house price and set that as a goal. You'll want to save up until you get to 10 to 20% of that average house price in that area. To make the math simple, if you're saving up for a $100,000 house, you would want to save up 10 to 20,000. For a $200,000 house, you'd want to save up 20 to 40,000, and so on, continuing upwards. Obviously, since a lot of houses are way more expensive than $100,000 or $200,000. For our next home, we are aiming for a range of house price around $400,000. That means our goal down payment amount is going to be $40,000 to $80,000. That is a ton of money and something that we are planning to save over a period of time. Another way to determine how much you need to save for your next house is to determine the type of loan you want to get. If you are going for an FHA loan with your first time home purchase, then you'll only need 3.5% of that average house price. FHA loans allow people to get into homes faster, and they allow you to save less money overall. If you know you want a conventional loan and don't want to pay any private mortgage insurance, then you're going to want to save at least 10% down and hopefully 20%. Big tip here is saving more is always better. You would rather err on the side of having too much money when you're saving a down payment than not having enough. Okay, let's talk about ways to save up your down payment much faster than you would expect. The biggest tip here is to get focused and make this your number one goal, your number one priority, the only thing you're focused on, and put all of your money as fast as possible toward that goal. You have to make your savings a priority over everything else in order to save it up very quickly. You'll probably have to save rapidly for at least 6 months or maybe more depending on your income to hit a goal amount for your down payment. For certain areas, you might have to save up for years before you hit the down payment goal. A few ways to do it are to track all of your expenses so that you know what you're spending on other stuff, so that you can use your money in the best way possible by putting it toward your down payment. If you're tracking your spending, you can eliminate expenses that you don't really need in order to save up to buy your home. You can track your expenses in a number of ways. You can use Mint, you can use a pad and paper, you can use all sorts of apps. However you're doing it, make sure you're tracking your spending so that you know what you're currently spending, and that way you can put money toward your down payment and save up a lot faster. Another great tip is to automate savings so that you know you have a certain amount going toward your down payment fund every single time you get paid. Create a separate bank account for your down payment savings and then set up an automatic transfer every 2 weeks or every month or every week. We do something called Transfer Tuesday, and that is where weekly we put money toward our goals. And when we're saving up for a down payment, that is going to be how we do it. Every single week, we will have an automatic amount go over, and all of the money that we have gathered from not spending as much by tracking our spending. Put all of that money in an account to the side. Cutting back on things that you don't need is one way to get that amount to go faster. So you can cut out things like cable, extra eating out, going out with your friends as much. The less money you live on now, the more money you can put to your down payment and the faster you can buy a home. Another way to do it is to generate more income. Make more money. You can make more money by doing things online, picking up side jobs, having a side hustle. There are so many ways to make more money these days, and making more money can help you earn faster and save more for your down payment. Whether you are selling stuff you don't need or providing a service to someone, making Making more money will help you earn faster and save more. You'll have to be careful that you don't see this extra money in your bank account and use it for spending, but instead put it in that separate account for your down payment. Banks will look at your income and they're gonna wanna know how you saved up the money for your down payment. You'll have to provide statements for your bank account showing where money came from, whether it was from your day job or a side hustle or a side job, and any big amounts are gonna have to be accounted for. They also wanna see how you're spending money, so cutting your expenses back while you're saving up for your down payment will actually help you get qualified for a mortgage more easily because the bank will see that your income is higher than your expenses and you'll have no problem making your mortgage payment. The basics of personal finance, where you spend less than you earn, are the same things that can help you save up a down payment faster and get qualified for a mortgage. Banks aren't going to qualify you if you're spending a lot of money and your payment's going to be 44, 50% of your income. So creating more income and spending less money overall will help you be able to get into a home and have a mortgage payment that you can handle easily and the bank knows that you'll make each month. Okay, so those are a few ways that you can save up money. So where should you save money? Where is the best place to put a down payment for a home? There are a few ways depending on your time frame for saving. We are planning to buy our second home in a longer period, so we're saving up over a longer period of time. For us, that means we are using a brokerage account where we are sending automatic amounts of money every month to our down payment fund. Because we have a longer time period, we have the ability to put some money in the market and have that money grow because the time period is long enough that we aren't going to need it tomorrow. So if there is a downturn, we don't have to struggle and scrape and freak out because our money is gone. For most situations, you're probably going to be buying a house sooner than 5 to 10 years. So in that case, you're going to want to use a high yield savings account. Most of these are online banks or local credit unions. I found that local credit unions in our city offer really high interest rates on savings and checking accounts, and then a lot of online banks as well. We use Capital One, and I also recommend things like Ally and SoFi and other online banks that have proven themselves to be great customer service banks, along with offering really high interest rates for your savings. Other options include a money market account or even a CD if you don't mind your money being locked up for a certain period of time and you know you won't be buying for at least 6 months to a year. In general, a brokerage account isn't the best place to put your money because it's too volatile year to year and month to month. Things can happen quickly and stocks can lose value overnight. You don't necessarily want to have your money drop in a quarter when you might need it the next month to make your home purchase. If you have less than 5 years, you're probably not going to want to invest in the market, especially not individual stocks. You're going to want to make sure that your money's safer and growing, but growing in a safe way. So you're not going to get the biggest return on your down payment savings, but you do want to aim for some sort of safety and return on your money. In the end, saving for your down payment is all about increasing the amount of money that you have coming in and increasing the amount of money that you're saving and keeping. This is why budgeting and tracking your expenses and doing all of the things that are typical personal finance activities are so important when you're saving for a down payment and trying to get your first home. Budgeting is very important to get to big goals like saving a $40,000 down payment. It's something that you have to work on continually over time, consistently adding money to that account. You generally won't hit the lotto or just suddenly have a $20,000 windfall, but you can save consistently month after month after month and save up that down payment. Like most things with money, patience, discipline, and consistency is key to success. You don't have to be perfect and you don't have to get those perfect amounts every single month, but you do need to be consistently adding to your down payment savings. In the end, it is always worth it to sacrifice and save consistently for something big that you want to purchase, like a home. If you are saving up for your first home, I have a whole playlist on the things that you need to know about buying your first home, tips, things to avoid, and how much we paid for our own first home. You'll want to learn all you can about the home buying purchase process so that you're prepared and you know what you're walking into. It's really easy to make the wrong decisions when you're a first-time home buyer, so make sure you educate yourself in all of the ways that you have available. Saving up your down payment might take a while, and it can be really discouraging to see that the money is not adding up as quickly as you want, but please stick to it. You will be grateful that you saved money and saved up that big chunk of a down payment once you buy your home. Keep going, happy savings. I will catch you in the next video.